I felt like that was such a very big light bulb. So if we know, like, hey, that's just set as the least amount of fatigue, we're gonna get the most amount of stimulus from it. How many times in the week can we get that first set? So that was kind of where things started to change. And I was like, well, that what that looks ultimately ends up looking like, Dave, is either kind of a full body split 3 times a week, or something like an upper lower, and where we can get those first sets in there as often as possible during the week. And then I was like, from a how this should work mechanistically, that should be pretty close to what we're going to get to in terms when we're looking at like optimal hypertrophy adaptations.
Then, with all that said, how would the aspect of a pump play into hypertrophy even at all?
It doesn't.
Because it's with what you're saying there, you wouldn't have enough volume, for that pump, right? So if it doesn't play, then it doesn't play.
If
So
anything, the pump is disadvantageous.
how so?
Well, we have an in vitro study that looked at muscle swelling, which is essentially what the pump is doing. And if anything, in the in vitro study, which was done, it was done on people and rats, because people, for some reason, hate rodent studies, but it was done on both. And from what they could tell, it actually caused a reduction in force production, something called excitation contraction coupling failure, which happens at the neuromuscular junction, to where the action potential sent from the brain goes down the sarcolemma, gets to the T tubules, and gets to the neuromuscular junction, right? It can actually communicate with the calcium ion store. So there's no muscular contractions for those fibers. So that's what we see essentially with this research. There's a multitude of other studies where they've tried to induce. There was one where they actually did BFR, blood flow restriction, in conjunction with doing an arterial infusion with vasodilators. That would have given you the most insane pump you could ever experience in your life,
Mm-hmm.
right? To the tune of nothing.